Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and Britney Spears will not face charges after being accused of these ridiculous charges by the housekeeper. People is reporting, this came in late last night, and her lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, has left a statement. I want to go through this. I also want to give you guys an update on Jamie, Lynn, and I also want to give you a little bit of a channel update, so I hope you'll wait and stick through all of this. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, now getting to the main story at hand. Britney will not face charges after being accused of misdemeanor battery by housekeeper. Prosecutors declined to press charges against Britney Spears based upon insufficient evidence that a crime had occurred and the lack of injury to the housekeeper. Now, again, we knew this. I've reported it here on the channel before. This was a ridiculous claim. This housekeeper clearly was getting paid by Jamie. This was something that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And you'll see a lot of the headlines, they're cleared a very minor misdemeanor allegation. They're all still trying to make her look bad. An alleged phone slapping incident due to insufficient evidence. Like, no one's saying this didn't happen. They're all just trying to, again, well, yes, see, she did it. But, you know, they decided that they couldn't find enough evidence to charge her. The fact that this is even a story to begin with is what's so troubling, and why I want to make sure we're paying close attention. Because her attorney makes a very clear point of why this whole thing is nonsense. Now, for those of you who are like, what are you talking about, Andy? She was accused of slapping a phone out of her housekeeper's hands. That's literally why this story has been out in the past couple weeks. It's ridiculous. There was an argument on August 16th regarding the veterinarian care of her dogs. Housekeeper filed a report with the Ventura County Sheriff's Department for alleged misdemeanor battery. Literally had her phone, I guess, slapped from her hands with good reason, from what I've gathered, and she went to the police to file a report. Some housekeeper, right? That's a good thing to do. She indicated damage to the phone's screen protector. Oh, my God. The employee had no visible injuries. This is absurd. Misdemeanor Unit Supervisor Blake Heller reviewed the case. However, prosecutors declined to press charges against Spears based upon insufficient evidence that a crime had occurred and the lack of injury to the housekeeper or significant damage to the phone, according to news release from the DA's office. So, again, this is confirmed what we all knew. And I get a lot of flack sometimes for people who think I'm just out there making assumptions about certain people in this case. But no, once again, because we do our due diligence here, and you guys, I know many of you do at home, we know what's happening. They're out to get her. That's why we report on this so extensively, why I've started to do it too, because I know we got to keep a close eye on this. I know I got a lot of followers who are very keen about this case, and I've gotten very invested myself. It's important we keep paying attention. Statement obtained by People, Spears' lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, said this. To its credit, the Ventura County District Attorney's Office has now, not surprisingly, formally rejected the misdemeanor allegation against Britney, which the Sheriff's Department itself has acknowledged was a very minor or extremely minor incident. Even as alleged, and there also was no striking and obviously no injuries. So making it very clear, like this was a non-issue. There was clearly just an argument with a phone, maybe wrestled with. As I had previously stated, this was nothing more than a sensationalized tabloid fodder, and overblown, she said regarding a cell phone. If this involved Jane Doe rather than Britney Spears, it would have not been pursued or covered at all. I mean, so spot on. This is not a case. The only reason this was brought up is because it's Britney, and the maid wanted some attention. The maid wanted potentially a payday. That's what's been happening to her whole life. This should have never made it this far, and we are glad the DA's office has done the right thing. Sadly, it is apparent that some have learned nothing from the past, and we sincerely hope the media and others will be more respectful of Miss Spears, Britney, in the future. Well said. I mean, he's summing up what the problem is in all of this. TMZ, looking at you. You take money from all these people and you push these stories out, and then you'll sometimes post the results which prove that you were false. But you have no loyalty to anybody. You just want sensationalism, and it's disturbing. But TMZ did report the incident occurred after the dogs were taken to the veterinarian, and she was worried about, allegedly, about their well-being. They were removed from their home, but we can happily say they are back. The housekeeper took them, but now she feared they were near death. Somehow they're back. So I think someone would have done something. The sheriff's department, somebody would have come and checked on them. But they're back in Spears' case, which is great because they've taken enough from her. The fact that this maid or anybody thought they were going to take these dogs away, in addition to it, is really disturbing. So it's all good news in the end here. Her dogs are a sensitive breed that often has health issues. She's gotten her clear instructions about how to care for the dogs. The housekeeper no longer works for her. No surprise there. She got fired because she knew she was going to get fired. So that's why she went to the police and did everything she did to try and get some attention from this. So it is disturbing, to say the least, but thankfully we've got good news. I just see a lot of news outlets out there trying to spin this to report on it, but still make her look a little crazy, which really does bug me. Now, I do want to do a quick channel update, and then I want to give you an update on Jamie Lynn. So we got a small little thing on Jamie Lynn. But before I get there, guys, I've been having a lot of trouble on this channel. I appreciate your support so much, but I could really use your help. YouTube is starting to shadow ban me. These Britney stories do somehow still get through. Not as far as they should, but they get through enough. But I'm having a lot of trouble with every other... and I've been talking to YouTube reps, and I've been talking to people behind the scenes. They are absolutely limiting where my videos go. And I had a really important video I did about the Texas ban that I implore you check out, which I've been told by so many of my subscribers who have hit the bell for all alerts, etc., that they're just not getting notified about these videos. Same thing with I did about this case. I got to be careful saying the name, but I brought in Christopher Melcher, and we brought down the seriousness of this case, and there's a lot of stuff to it that I'd love for you guys to know. And then we did talk about Rogan, who recently is getting a lot of flack, and to me, some crazy things that they've been thrown his way. A lot of interesting news that I know maybe isn't everybody's forte, but these numbers compared to what I usually get are like insane. These are insanely low, and it just shows that YouTube is not taking this seriously. They sometimes do this to channels when you talk about sensitive topics. And so while I know a lot of you have been clicking all these Britney, I would really be grateful if you try some of the other videos on this channel as well. These three are, I think, all great videos. And if you want to really help, make sure if you haven't already, hit the subscribe like I just did. Hit the bell to all alerts. That way you get notified. You're supposed to get it then. The real way to try and really get alerted is to hit the join button and become a member there. Hello. You can learn more about, explain more of it is. But I wanted to take a moment just to thank all of you guys who have been watching, especially my Britney ongoing coverage. It'll help this channel a lot to grow and thrive if you do try and click on the other videos at some point as well. I'm so grateful for those of you who have. I can't do any of this without you, so thank you guys so much for all your support. In fact, we'll be live tonight. Hopefully you guys can come celebrate with me tonight, every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, now, before I wrap this video up, I do want to do what I teased, which is talk a little bit about Jamie. She's really leaning into this Louisiana drama, which I understand. I mean, the weather problems and the tragedies that are happening there with the hurricane. But I had to. Someone else noticed this. OK Colonizer, thank you. Always tipped me off on these things. Makes such a good point, and I wanted to point this out. She's so all about hiding her own children's faces, but never Britney's kids. She uses them all the time to help her own things go through. And I find it so disgusting. I'm with you. I'm with both of you. One of the many reasons why I do troll her pretty hard, because I think she's completely disingenuous, and Britney has made it clear that she's not, she doesn't appreciate it. And so while she's here doing, talking about Louisiana and hurricane, look, this is a serious thing, and I feel bad for everybody in Louisiana. My heart goes out to all you guys, and I know she's from there. Why are you throwing in? She does such a good job hiding everything, talking about her life in Louisiana, and then she just sneaks in these pictures with Britney's kids. Why are their faces okay? It just feels like a brag in a way. I'm like, oh, see, yeah, here's Britney. See, I've hung out with Britney's kids when they were little. They've played with me in Louisiana. Just keep them out of it. She doesn't like to post them either. They don't apparently like to have their picture taken from everything I've seen as well. And so even when you're trying to do good, Jamie Lynn, you still mess it up. You can't help yourself. You constantly have to do things that you shouldn't, which again makes us all very frustrated. And you can't even put the comments on because you know people would have dragged you for this. And I applaud you talking about hurricane, relief and everything else. Everything else in here, fine. Focus on your family, your own kids, your husband, everything you've done in Louisiana. Great. I should have been supportive of you in this. But this photo is so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary, and it doesn't feel like it's your place. So, especially since you protect your own children so much on social media. Now, maybe you got their permission, I guess. maybe, but it's just yet again a tone deaf post by Jamie Lynn that just rubbed me the wrong way. And I saw a lot of people talking about this on Twitter, and I'm curious what you guys think as well. Do you feel the same as I am? Does this bother you? Also, I finally got a nice Britney shirt at Target in my size. Yeah, baby. So happy to have that one. You can also check out our merch store for our free Britney merchandise. All proceeds go to the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay, which is an important cause to me. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully this is a good update for all you that we, one, are still dragging Jamie Lynn, but two, Britney has not been charged. And hopefully after this, you will check out the rest of the videos on this channel. In fact, I'm going to put 2 of them right here. Click on these if you can. Check out the channel. Support all the videos you see in your feed. So grateful for all your support. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet and join us live tonight, every Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.